credibility.
Miller, who is so loose with his accusations.
Yeah.
You know, you voted for Lisa Murkowski, therefore you're for amnesty. Really?
Therefore, you are Lisa Murkowski.
You have the Chamber of Commerce supporting you, you're for amnesty. Really? I mean, he is so loose with the accusations. And to say that you want gang members, convicted felon gang members to vote, is an inaccurate accusation.
Okay, how is that different from the leftists when they put on a picture of a 6-year-old saying, why can't you help these people? It's just the opposite. We're doing the exact same thing. It's just the opposite.
I don't understand the comparison. When I'm just
we're deluged from the left with pictures of 6- and 7-year-olds staring pleadingly at us.
I'm just dealing with Mr. Miller's direct accusation that Mark Begich wants convicted felon gang members to vote. That is blatantly false.
It's the opposite, because you're saying that 20 million, you know, he's kind of saying
that 20 million people came over from Mexico and they're all elected,
his flyer.
That's what it looks like. But
his flyer.
To the leftists, that's what they do to us. They're trying to make us think that 20 million.
I don't care about the leftists.
6- and 7-year-olds are going to be
You're saying
here.
The pictures that are given for Miller's piece make it seem like everybody's coming over from Mexico.
Our gang members and are tattooed and are felons and have a Uzi in their back pocket.
Yeah.
And that's just not true. And it's also not true that Mark Begich wants them to vote.
No, that is true.
That he wants convicted felon, gang member immigrants who break into this country to vote.
These are the people that he would vote with Harry Reid to let into our country. No. And eventually, what do you think they're going to do?
Convicted felon gang members.
They're all, I mean, there's some in the mix. No.
That's what you
But they're not all 6- and 7-year-olds either.
Well, I agree with that, but that's not the point. The point is the reporting on Joe Miller's assertion, which is blatantly false.
It doesn't say here that Begich wants convicted gang members to
vote. What is Miller's accusation in the flyer?
He wants them to vote. Begich wants them to vote. And if 20 million illegals vote, you can kiss the Second Amendment goodbye, and I am the only candidate who favors voter ID.
But by that assertion, he has these pictures of these gang members.
You're making the connection between the pictures.
What do you think the pictures are for?
I think that's exactly with $1 million worth of public advertising, that is exactly what will be drawn from this.
Convicted felons can't vote, so how do we know that those guys are convicted felons?
I don't care about anything other than what Joe Miller is accusing of, because Joe Miller is so loose with his accusations, and he says that it is clear that he picks this picture with the worst of the worst gang member felons and says that Mark Begich wants these people to vote.
It's just doing the opposite of what the leftists do with their 6- and 7-year-olds.
I don't care about the left.
The problem is, Bonnie, that if you do what the left does on the conservative side, it's still wrong, A, and B, we won't get away with it. We can't get away with it.
These are the people, though, that are allowed into our country because they're not stopping them.
But the vast majority of people are not going to, they're not going to associate people who are here illegally with illegal gang members and then make the leap that they want them to vote. I mean, that's the problem is, once a message gets out, we're not in control of it anymore. And this message is going to get out, and it's going to make the wrong impression. It's going to make the wrong point. And it's a very dangerous thing. And this is the kind of thing which is very easy for Mark Begich to play into a political.
What he's doing is not true. That's what I care about. Again, I'm not about strategy. I'm not about perception. I'm not care about controlling anybody. It's not true.
He didn't say
729.